This is Ashley Hodge with Sikkim 365 post-game call-in show coming to you after Baylor's 71-61 win over Oklahoma State. Good to get a win after three straight losses. The Bears, not a pretty game, by any stretch of the imagination, but the Bears get it done. They finish the job, win by 10. We're going to just recap the game really quickly, but we want to talk about the women's game tomorrow because we got Jana Van Gytenbeek here.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you. Thank you for doing this. It's going to be great. We got a lot of questions in the chat for you, but we also want to, preview the women's game coming up. But we do want to touch on the men. There were some good things tonight, and there was some not so good things. One good thing is we really did well offensive rebounding because we missed a lot of shots and had opportunities to offensive rebound. We got 16 offensive rebounds. That's a good number. We end up, VJ gets 10, Norchad gets 13, death taxes, Norchad Amir gets a double-double. We've come to expect that from him. Langston, tough night, shooting, only 2 points. He made the 2 free throws at the end. We had, tough night from a lot of guys. But Jeremy Roach off the bench. This is what we were expecting from him. He ends up with 21 points, 8 for 17 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3. Really effective night, offensively from him, 32 minutes, plus 14 and the plus minus. So that's all good. Rob Wright, 16 points. He was the second leading scorer. So that's kind of what we need to say about the men's game. We got a couple tough games coming up. We got at TCU on Tuesday night, and then we finished with Houston, which we know is they won the league. They're probably going to win it. Without any question. I think they host Kansas on Big Monday. Is that right, Walker? Do you remember? Yeah, okay. All right. Well, anyway, Houston's going to be a tough team to win, but we have a shot. It's going to be at home. So hopefully the Bears can win one of the next two or two of the next two. That would be a great way to finish the season and cement their NCAA tournament bid. Call-in shows are better with calls. If you have a chance to call in, there is a link that I've posted on the Sikkim 365 premium site. We've got questions for Jana, but we'd love to have you call in with questions about the men's team, about the women's team, questions for Jana. Let's load those calls and get this going. Do we have any calls yet, Walker? Not yet. All right. Click on that link in the premium thread that I've put in there, and let's get the calls going. But I do have some questions for you, Jana, while we wait for calls. Okay. All right, this is Scotty B., the Baylor King. He's a big fan of yours.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Yep. And he says, who would you say is the most energetic person on the sideline during women's basketball games, whether it's a teammate or coach? That's the first question.
Okay, I would either say me, Nez, or Bugs.
Okay.
Or Caleb Kruger, our strength coach.
Okay.
He's pretty rowdy out there.
All right. There's 4 good ones to choose from. If you had a recruiting pitch to convince someone to come to Baylor, what would you say?
I would say Coach Nikki is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing. So that was my reasoning for coming here.
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest ones.
Right. Yep. And then how would you describe the culture for women's basketball?
Full of love, determined, tough, gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are really, it was a work in progress, but you're playing some really good connected basketball on both ends of the court right now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're a big part of that. I think sometimes people don't realize you're probably like another coach out there on the floor. You see things and you're helping with the scout and you're such an encouraging person. Talk about some of the unsung heroes from, maybe on the women's team that don't play as much, that are just bringing the positive energy every practice.
Yeah, I think we all bring a lot of positive energy, which is nice because we need it when we have injuries that keep happening. And so, like you said, just being when I'm on the sideline, I'm cheering as loud as I can, or I'm trying to help my teammates or whatever it may be. So trying to have an impact in that way. And I think that we all do that when it's each of our own times to do that. Yeah,
absolutely. Any calls yet, Walker? Not yet. All right. Call-in shows are better with calls. If you're listening to this, please call. All right. Bears are cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bear are cool. I don't know if that's proper English. What do you think the ceiling for the girls' team is, and how has your rehab process been?
I don't think we have a ceiling, and the rehab process has been really great, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's challenging, of course, but I have so many people around me all the time who are helping me and doing whatever I need whenever I need it, and I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed for that.
So is it usually it's a year before you are cleared
9
for
months.
9 months? Okay, 9 months. So you injured it in the first game?
Yeah, the first game of the season.
Oh, I remember.
Terrible
It was
timing.
terrible. Well, it was terrible, but the good news is the rehab process, starts then. Or the calendar starts then, I should say. So that's November. So we're looking at what, maybe June, July,
I think it's September.
August, September. Okay,
Because
before
it's
you.
from surgery.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
had surgery like 6 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know when
Okay. So sometime at the end of summer, you'll probably be cleared to
Yeah.
start practicing,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Your goal to be ready to play full minutes to start the next season. After calling a game on radio with Derek Smith, is sports media a possible career choice after your playing days?
My goal is to be ready to do anything I need to be doing at that time and with the correct timeline of progressing. And the
Sports media. You mentioned that. Yeah, that's something you're thinking about after.
potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know, though.
Okay. Yep. All right. That's from Garland Bear 84. Hoyle asked, how has NIL changed the game? Are players given input on roster construction? That's an interesting question. Mm-hmm. What are the keys to a deep run in the NCAA? So obviously Nikki trusts you. There's going to be a few key players coming back, Bugs, Bella, that would she say, hey, we're thinking about bringing in this player, do you know her? What do you think? I mean, does she ask for that kind of
absolutely.
input? Yeah.
She's always looking for our input, for the coach's input, and she actually listens to us, which is nice.
Yeah.
You can't say that for a lot of people.
Right.
And, definitely she'll ask us our opinions and what we think and just be open about it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. How's NIL changed the game? Like
it just it changes everything. Like recruiting is all about money now.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Even on the women's side, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
It's growing for us as well. So.
Right. Yep. And what are the keys to a deep run in the NCAA? What do you think? If you were going to put your coach hat on for a minute, like what's going to make the difference between getting into that second weekend and even to a Final Four?
The NCAA tournament is all about toughness.
Yeah.
It's never quitting no matter what. And also, I strongly believe that when you're making a run in the tournament, something incredible has to happen every game.
Right.
So somebody's going off. Somebody's making an incredible play, whatever it may be. I think there's luck, but obviously everything that we've built for the past feels like 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Every day, all the defensive drills, the toughness, the conditioning in the summer, like it just builds up, and
yeah,
you just create it.
Yeah. Yep. All right, that was Hoyle that asked those questions. Dan Lofton 10 asked, what do you think has led to the winning streak for women's basketball, and what could the men do to improve before the tournament?
I think what has led to the winning streak for us is just tapping into who we are as a team and not trying to do anything that we're not good at, that we haven't practiced. We just got tougher as the season went on. Instead of letting losses break us, we just bounced back.
Right.
Which is what I think that the men are going to do anyway, and what they did today.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Mental toughness, resilience. That's a key part of it, isn't it? All right, Bear 79. I've always been curious about the purpose of the rolled up towels that are handed off during a substitution. The player coming into the game hands one off to the player she is replacing, and then that player simply lays it back on the table once she reaches the bench. So what's the purpose?
So we do that so that we can make contact with who we're subbing for, so they can tell us who they're guarding, what defense we're in.
Right.
And that's supposed to be where we share that information.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, then there's some back and forth. T-Rex is answering that question. If you don't have a towel, don't come off. All right. All right. So, Brian Etheridge, if you could point out one great thing from each teammate. Wow, that's a long list of things.
I could do the seniors.
Yeah, do the seniors. That would be
tomorrow.
great. Yeah. What do you appreciate the most about the seniors that are going to be recognized tomorrow? So, yeah, go through that list.
Okay. Nettie, I'll start with you.
Yep.
If it's just one great thing, I'll say her honesty.
Okay.
Sarah, her humor.
Yep.
She's hilarious.
Yep.
Yaya, our friendship. Aaliyah, her toughness. Like, I've never met anyone like her. She's so tough. She's awesome. And who am I forgetting? Madison.
She's DC. Aaliyah's a DC girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Madison.
my mom is talking to me over there. Sorry. Yes, Madison, I'd say kind. 100%. And Jada, I would just.
She's gritty. I mean,
she's gritty.
Like, I mean,
she's
in the
smart.
best possible compliment.
Yes.
Yeah. Just endurance can like just.
Yeah.
Like that. That's like Bugs has that too. Like, that's a skill that's underrated. Just like never, like just not getting exhausted. You know, just being able to, you know, just run forever and outlast your opponent. You know.
Yeah.
I remember when Baylor won their national championship in men's a couple years ago. Maceo Teague was that way. Like he got better at the end of a game just because he had just incredible endurance. I kind of feel like Jada's that way.
The same
Is
way.
that yeah. Anything else you want to say about her? I put words in your mouth.
No.
Okay.
That was great. Perfect.
Do we have any calls?
I had T-Rex for you, but now he's gone.
Oh, T-Rex. Come on, man. Call back,
You
T-Rex.
gotta
All
talk.
right, well, I'm going to ask you more questions. All right, let's talk about the big matchup tomorrow. So
Okay.
you played them at TCU. It was, you know, they were up for a lot of the game, but then you made it really close at the end, and I can't remember what the final score was. It was a couple
I think
possessions.
we lost by 3.
3, yeah.
Or 4.
You know, so they're coming to our place. It's going to be a great atmosphere. I mean, that Foster, when it's full, you know, when it's great. So I think you're going to, you know, see something hopefully you haven't seen, you know, in the last 2 years. I mean, just a great atmosphere for a basketball game, and, you know, obviously Big 12 championships on the line. You know, what's the toughest place you've played, you know, so far in your career? I mean, even if you go back to Stanford, like what's the toughest venue that you know, from a fan standpoint, that you've played in?
Well, I would say West Virginia.
Yeah.
But that's because my freshman year at Stanford, we couldn't even have fans. So, like,
Yep.
that question's hard because I did play at different places that should be super rowdy, but it just, like, they weren't
Fans weren't there,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So at West Virginia,
I would say
last
that.
year?
Or Iowa State.
Okay, yep.
It's just challenging places to play.
Right, yeah.
But appreciate all the fans. It makes it way more fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, when Foster's full, it's a great environment. And I think it's going to be an awesome environment tomorrow night. What are the keys to beating them? I mean, they got, you know, obviously a really good center. You know, Vonleh's has to have a great game against her. Stay out of foul trouble. I mean, is that a big key? Just keeping her out of foul trouble.
That's always a key for us. We don't want Nettie to foul. We want Nettie in the game.
Right.
So
yeah.
And I would just say, Sedona is really good, and so is Haley, and their whole team's good. We have to keep Madison from shooting threes. We have to keep.
She's like, you mentioned to me, she's the number one. She's got the most makes.
Yeah, I think she's leading the NCAA. Right?
Yeah, and she's shooting like 46%. Yeah, so they're kind of a three-headed monster. I mean, they have other good players, but those three are their big scorers.
Yes, and then they actually have a player on their team named Agnes, who's from Australia, who went to Stanford with me.
Oh.
So,
interesting.
We're not playing each other, but she's really good. Super great athlete.
Yep.
They're so solid.
Yeah.
But they're beatable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun. Well, without giving away too much of the scout, like what are some keys that you think you have to do well in order to beat them?
We have to guard ball screens well. We have to keep Haley from getting in the paint and doing whatever she wants.
Yeah.
And keep Sedona off the glass.
Yeah. So is that a one-on-one thing, or are you send multiple bodies against her?
It's a team thing. The rotation, whatever it is. I would say it's a team thing. Obviously, if Sedona's your matchup, you need to box her out.
Yeah. Is she foul prone? I mean, I know. Nettie's had some foul trouble, but is she as foul prone as Nettie? Do you know?
I'm just gonna say I hope so.
Yeah. Any calls yet? We got a call? Let's do it.
Yep, we should have Brian on the line.
Brian, welcome to the post-game call-in show. Ashley Hodge, Jana Van Gytenbeek.
Hey, Ashley, thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
Jana, good to see you. Good to see you at the game. I'm sure you talked about this earlier, but hope you're recovering well and can't wait to see you next year.
Thank you.
It's good to get a win.
Yes.
And it's good to get a win when I feel like there was so much more we could have done. And so that, I guess, that's kind of a little positive. I don't know. We have a lot of talent on this team, but I don't know, when I look at us play, I don't see it seems kind of a lot of one-on-one. I don't know what you think, but not a lot of cohesion. I just look at other teams, how many assists they have, and we don't seem to be a big assist team. I don't know. And maybe that's because of our size.
No, I mean, yeah, like today, 7 assists and 15 turnovers. That's a bad ratio. I mean, it's kind of amazing we won the game, given that stat right there. We did some other things well, like the offensive glass we talked about earlier. Got to the free throw line quite a bit. Didn't shoot a great percentage from the free throw line, 19 for 34, but we did get to the line a bunch. Yeah, I mean, I think it's maybe you can speak to this, Jana, when you've had teams that players are in and out of practice, you got injuries, you just don't have much cohesion. I mean, it really takes 5 or 6 months to really develop that chemistry and cohesion. And when you have guys that aren't playing or girls that, aren't practicing together, I mean, that's a problem, right? It can seem disjointed. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't know exactly how people are playing and moving in that time.
And playing together for multiple years too. I mean, that's another thing is where players are going to be, their tendencies, where they like, where they want the ball as a point guard. Right. I got a question for you. So this drives me crazy about the modern basketball game.
Okay.
But Jason Kidd, Mavericks coach, was just a California guy, was really good about this. The ball should be always above the waist, below the shoulders, for in the shooting pocket. Okay. Is that emphasized? Have you had that emphasized as a coach?
When you catch the ball, you put it in your shooting pocket. So
right.
You're able to shoot.
I see too many point guards passing the ball too low, too high. Yeah. And then, that extra half a second that the player needs to adjust, sometimes the difference. And not getting a good look. So that's something you've had coached in you over the years.
As a point guard, I mean, it's always my goal to hit him in the chest.
Right. So. Yeah, you're a really good passer. And I noticed that you do that a lot. Brian, any other follow-up questions?
It's interesting. I don't know who number 22 is, but he kind of, I think just his size provides some kind of, I don't know what it is, spark or,
Yeah, Marino, yeah. He came in. Jana may not have seen this because she had some responsibilities for tomorrow's game during the game. But he came in, Marino, this Croatian 7-footer, gave us some good minutes. Got their big, drew a foul on their big, and it was real aggressive. His teammates were just going crazy on the sidelines. He only had 6 minutes, 1 rebound. Missed 2 free throws, but he really gave us some good energy, some good, some key minutes, backing up Norchad when Norchad had to go out of the game. Yeah, good observation. That's definitely worth mentioning. I think Pat Nunley and John Morris mentioned that on their postgame show as well.
Good you comments. Guys have a good night. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, thank you so much.
You too.
You got any other calls? Man, what's going on?
My friends are trying to call in.
All right, well, they have to hit the link. So the link is on the Sikkim 365 premium side. I should have tweeted out the link as well.
There's also one in the YouTube comments.
Oh, there's one in the YouTube comments. So if they want to hit the YouTube comments, there's a link to the call in, and they have to make sure that they're not muted when they call in.
Okay.
What else do you want to talk about? Tell me about your Baylor experience. We were talking a little bit about that off air.
My Baylor experience has been wonderful.
Yep. What's your major? What are you studying?
So I got my major. That's how you say. Yep. I majored in communications.
Okay. And you got your degree, and
yes.
now you're doing a master's.
Yes.
What's the master's in? Sports management.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's awesome. I love it. I love the program, the teachers. Everybody's very cool. We have similar goals.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed my time in the program. So I'm
So what,
glad.
like, how many hours are you taking this semester? Like, do you take summer school? Do you just kind of go on a steady pace? And,
Yeah, I'm in 3 classes this semester.
okay.
And then next year I'll be doing an internship.
Awesome.
And yeah, just kind of like elongating my master's.
Yeah. Who's the internship with? Do you know?
It would probably just be with our program.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Figure out the ins and outs.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And so you're from Colorado. Your mother's here.
Hey, Mom.
So you live in the Denver area.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
Well, we moved from Denver to Castle Rock, but
Castle Rock.
I am from
right.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you like, do you embrace everything Colorado? Are you a big hiker? Do you
Yes.
ski?
I love outdoor things.
Okay.
I used to ski all the time. Obviously, I can't ski anymore.
Right.
And hiking, I've climbed 1,000,014ers with my dad.
Oh, okay. So
And-
what's your favorite one? What's
Ooh,
there's
probably Mount
there's 50
Quandary.
something?
Yeah, there's like 50.
50,
I think I've
okay.
done around 14, but I don't know.
Wow, that's impressive.
And we've also gone scuba diving, so that's cool.
So is Quandary Peak in Breckenridge? I think, yeah, it's close to Breckenridge, I think. So you like that one?
Yeah.
I did that one with my
They
son.
had like really pretty rocks at the trailhead.
Yeah.
So we could just we were just digging for rocks.
All right, so I have a controversial opinion.
Okay.
As a Colorado person that's done 14ers, you're probably gonna say, "Oh, that's stupid." I think 13ers are better because they're less crowded. You got tree line up to 12,000.
Yeah.
It's still challenging.
Mm-hmm. And then you're done.
Yeah, and I mean you're just not doing as much scrambling. But I get why people want to do the 14ers because that's
I mean,
a
like
bigger
climbing
challenge.
the rocks at the end is so fun.
You like that?
Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
and it's also like, I mean, sometimes you can run into some dicey weather. Like you have to
Yeah,
get up by
that's true.
noon because you don't want to get caught in a storm and things like
You're
that.
starting
But,
at 4 a.m.
right,
Earlier.
right. What's your favorite place in Colorado? What's do you like the area you live in? Have you spent much time around Aspen or like what's a hidden Colorado
A
gem?
hidden gem is Buena Vista,
Okay.
and it's a small town. It's amazing. We used to have a house there. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like right underneath Mount Princeton, the 14er.
Okay.
And yeah.
I'm trying to
We would
picture.
go
All right, so
skiing
where
there.
is that? Where is that? What's
You can't
close?
ask me any geographical questions.
Southwest of Denver. 20 miles?
120.
Oh, 120 miles. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Cool. Walker, any more calls? All right. Well, Jana's got to go anyway. So listen. Oh, you got to
What's
call.
the number?
Well, it's a link. It's a link in the YouTube. It's a StreamYard.com link. You got a friend that's calling in?
Yeah, but it's okay.
Well, if she's texting you, let's hear her question. Does she have a question she can text?
Question. We'll just ignore that.
Okay. Well, hey, this was great. I know it's
Thank
late.
you.
Thank you for doing this. And, if you're on the fence, I think there's still a few seats available for that women's game tomorrow. But
Everybody needs to come.
yeah,
and
come.
support
Big
us.
12 championship. They're playing
Yes.
great. It's a fun team to cheer for, and to beat TCU and to watch those TCU fans walk out sad would just be so
It would be
fulfilling.
So good.
We love to beat TCU, and we did not beat them in men's basketball. We did beat them in football. That was a great win here at McLean earlier in the year. But yeah, we need to beat them in basketball and win that Big 12 championship. That'd be great.
Tomorrow.
All right, you've been listening to a Sick'em 365 postgame call-in show. Ashley Hodge, Jana Van Gytenbeek, Sick'em Bears.
Take 'em Bears.